Welcome back to Cup of Joe Crypto, where I bring you the latest news in Bitcoin and all cryptocurrency related activities. Guys, I always want to start off by saying I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. Always do your research before you invest, and never invest more than you guys can afford to lose. With that being said, let's get right into the markets. Bitcoin dominates at 69.9% with a total market cap of $265 billion. Bitcoin having kind of a sideways day, hanging out right at the 10,350 mark, with most of the top 10 performing in the same aspect. The only coin in the green in the top 10 is EOS with a 4% gain, bringing up the 3.89%. And Cardano jumping into the 11th spot, not from going up, but just kind of doing absolutely nothing with a 0.01% decrease. I have some pretty interesting stories today. Not your typical stories. I try to throw in a combination of a lot of different things to keep it interesting. So, with that being said, uh, we'll get right into the first story. Bitcoin deposited in back warehouse is protected by $125 million of insurance by Jack Martin. Bitcoin deposit at the back warehouse is protected by a $125 million insurance policy, according to an announcement on September 9th. The company started accepting deposits and withdrawals on September 6th ahead of the planned launch of its future products on September 23rd. The deposits launched as planned. It took back a lot of time and effort to gain regulatory certification for its upcoming daily and monthly physically delivered Bitcoin future products. Since approval was given, things has been full speed ahead with deposits and a specially certified custodial warehousing solution happening as planned. News of the insurance policy covering client deposits removes yet another concern for the institutional investors that BAC hopes to attract. All systems prepared for launch. If launch is successful on September 23rd, it will be the first Bitcoin futures platform offering physically delivered product, which means institutional investors will be trading with actual BTC. Existing futures products from the Chicago Mercantile Exchange are settled in cash, where back clients will receive payment in Bitcoin once the futures contract expires. Guys, I'm very curious to see what BAC's launch does to the market. I have a feeling that it will definitely bring some more money into the market. Uh, with institutions come large amounts of money, and with large amounts of money come price gains. And I know all of us here that hodl Bitcoin and all other cryptocurrencies are waiting for that giant move to take place. Here's something interesting and exciting. A crypto bull. Like Amazon stock, Bitcoin is a screaming buy. Bitcoin investor Deemster says despite the recent dip in crypto prices, we are not in a bear market. Rather, he insists that this is a post-ICO bubble Bitcoin bull market. The ICO bubble occurred during the 2017 crypto bull market when the Bitcoin price approached 20,000. BTC has since struggled to replicate those highs. He goes on to state, "We're in a Bitcoin bull market." Deemster suggested on Twitter that Bitcoin will eventually rocket the same way Amazon stock did. Accordingly, he considers Bitcoin a screaming buy, notwithstanding its recent dip. Deemster posted a chart showing Amazon stock erratic fluctuations from 1997 to 2009. In its volatility, Amazon during that time frame mirrored Bitcoin's current instability. Presumably, Deemster is suggesting that, like Amazon, Bitcoin will weather a series of roller coaster swings before exploding. Is he correct? Who knows? And he goes on to say there is no crypto bear market, but rather a post ICO Bitcoin bull market. The year is 2003. 99% of .coms, IPOs are dead, and just like Amazon then, BTC today is screaming buy. This goes on to show you the volatility of Amazon's price. From 97 in May, it goes all the way up to over $100 in 2000, all the way back down to about $10 in May of '01, followed by an uptick to 60 in May of '04, dropping up, dropping down before in 2009 it goes over the $130 mark. With that said, the most in crypto industry don't think we're in a bear market at the moment. While Bitcoin has plunged about 13% during the past 4 weeks, it's still up dramatically since January 1st when BTC hovered at 3,880. Today, Bitcoin is trading roughly at 10,400. That's more than a 168% spike year to date. That's hardly a bear market. It'll take years before Bitcoin is considered another Amazon. Basically, Tur Deemster claims that Bitcoin right now is where Amazon was in 2003. And just like AMZ and Amazon, BTC today is a screaming buy, he insists. That's a bold assertion by Deemster, the founder of Adamant Capital. Adamant calls itself a Bitcoin alpha fund that promises to outperform Bitcoin in a tax efficient manner. Nobody knows if Bitcoin will mirror the incredible trajectory of Amazon, the most valuable company in the world. Keep in mind that Amazon stock struggled for years before it hit the big time. And this goes on to show you that Amazon stock did not break $1,000 until 2017. That's 20 years after it went public. So to put that into perspective, guys. When Amazon first went public in 1997, its stock was priced at $18 per share. Between 1998 and 2008, Amazon traded between $15 a share and 96. It wasn't until 2017, 2 years ago, that Amazon broke above 1,000. Since then, Amazon has been crushing it, but took more than 20 years to get there. And here's I'll pause here for a minute for any of you guys who want to average look at the chart. Shows you the Amazon historical annual stock price data. And if you guys look to the right, the annual percentage change, most of them are large green numbers. With 1998, I see, yes, being the biggest change at 966.56%. Amazon stock did not hit big until the past few years. Crypto myopia is still a fatal flaw. Similarly, Bitcoin could very well surge to 250,000 within 4 years, as permabull Tim Draper predicts. However, that's not a given, and most financial experts would probably advise against making such exuberant bets. A major problem in the crypto industry is the short-sightedness of its participants. While many breathlessly insist that Bitcoin is a store of value, they also whine every time its price drops. Gosh, that is so true, isn't it, guys? This clown show spotlights the immature approach many take toward crypto. If you own a house, you don't check its market value on an hourly basis, but Bitcoiners do that. Similarly, people who invest in a stock don't obsess over its daily price fluctuation. The only people who do that are day traders who have a short-term mindset. Bitcoin fans claim it's a revolution that will usher in the future, but can't say that while also crying over its hourly price changes. Can you? And guys, I find this to be so true. So true. And even I fall into this category. Not whining about it, but I check the prices so frequently. And I don't know why. Because no matter really what the price is doing, I'm not going to be buying or selling. I'm in it for the long haul. I'm in it for life-changing money. And that means so many different things for everybody. Life-changing money could be $10,000 for you. Life-changing money could be $100,000 for you. It depends on the lifestyle that you live. But guys, as I've always preached, we are so early on, so early on. We're in it for the long haul, guys. We're in it for the long haul. And this next story is going to be a perfect example of why you should keep what you own to yourself. Do not tell anybody how much Bitcoin you own. Number one, that's just stupid. And number two, it could get you harmed or, as this article says, even get you killed. The title of this article is called Showing Off Bitcoin Holdings Can Get You Killed. McCabe Jones was homeless before she transformed her life and secured a six-figure job. The Florida resident bragged about her rags to riches story on Facebook, only to find a masked man at her doorstep 3 hours later. The thug shot her dead. Jones' shocking murder is a warning for wealthy people tempted to flaunt their opulent lifestyles on social media. That's especially true for so-called Bitcoin millionaire. Show-offs in trouble. They post selfies holding massive stashes of cash, get clicked alongside their new Lamborghini, or discuss how holding/trading Bitcoin made them a big shot overnight. And there is Shaq Daddy. It goes on to state a 40-year-old Norwegian did something similar. Local media reports that the unnamed Bitcoin millionaire had to jump from the second floor of his residential building after a robber attacked him at his apartment. According to police reports, the criminal forced himself into Bitcoiner's apartment and threatened to shoot him point blank if he does not hand over his Bitcoin holdings. The Norwegian literally escaped death, but not everyone did. A 24-year-old Norwegian man last year was stabbed to death when a peer-to-peer Bitcoin trade went wrong. According to local reports, the demised youth was a Bitcoin millionaire famous among locals for his profitable cryptocurrency trades over the years. In a similar case from India last week, a Kerala-based businessman engaged in the running of an illegal Bitcoin operation. He was tortured to death by 10 of his colleagues. The local police found that the assaulters wanted to extract information on some $8 billion worth of Bitcoin, which led them to torture the victim. Risk on Bitcoin evangelism. The blunt show-off of Bitcoin wealth has more to do with evangelism than mere excuse of self-padding. Investors typically advertise their incomes believing it would prompt more people to purchase the crypto asset. While support does help grow the network, it attracts troubles for the so-called do-gooders as well. CoinCrunch Foundation Naish Sanghvi saw it happening before he decided to venture into a Bitcoin-based clothing line. The renowned crypto evangelist told CCN, "We were discussing t-shirts with Bitcoin-related quotes when an Eastern European friend of mine said he can never wear them in his country." Mr. Sanghvi explained he runs the risk of being spotted and later being harassed by local gangs. He also added that nobody ever approached him with a question about his Bitcoin holdings, but even if he had to respond to anything, it would be the truth that he doesn't hold crypto, worth attracting a criminal. He says, "I think publicly acknowledging that you hold Bitcoin in any country, whether restrictive or open, is a risk. We don't advertise our bank balances, our salaries. Why should we advertise our digital wealth?" Meanwhile, noted economist Nori Robini believes Bitcoin's underlying security mechanism, which makes users write down access codes to digital wallets on a piece of paper, is flawed. He states, "If somebody holds me to a gunpoint and takes me to an ATM, there is $300 out of me, not 300 million. Bitcoin is completely insecure," said Mr. Rubini during his recent debate with BitMEX CEO Arthur Hayes. "Instead of being a sophisticated financial system, it goes back to the Stone Age," he added. So I see both sides of this. Guys, how many times have you seen somebody wearing a $100 bill hat, $100 bill t-shirt, $100 bill anything? A lot of the times they don't even have $100 in their wallets. And then if I want to compare it to something else, somebody who has a Bitcoin shirt on, that doesn't mean they own a ton of Bitcoin. It doesn't. I truly believe someone who has maybe a small amount of Bitcoin might wear a t-shirt, but again, that's something you must ask yourself. Is it worth it? Is it not? I talk about Bitcoin a lot to my friends and family. I do not wear Bitcoin clothing, and I would never ever discuss how much Bitcoin I hold. Not that it's worth discussing, but you got to be secure in this market. We're still evolving, and we're so early on. It's best to confirm or to keep to yourself what is yours and not discuss it, guys. So the next story goes on to talk about the SEC Chair Clayton would be Bitcoin ETFs have work left to be done. The market has taken steps to address the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission's concerns about approving a Bitcoin exchange-traded fund. but there is still work left to be done, said the agency's head. Speaking on CNBC Monday, SEC Chairman Jay Clayton said progress is being made in the crypto space to allow a Bitcoin ETF to launch, though concerns linger. In November, the chairman said concerns around price manipulation were a key holdup for the financial product's green light, alongside questions such as how custody operates. On Monday, Clayton reiterated these concerns, saying, "An even harder question, given that they trade on largely unregulated exchanges, is how can we be sure that those prices aren't subject to significant manipulation? People need to answer these hard questions for us to be comfortable that that was the appropriate kind of product. The SEC's questions are not trivial," Clayton added. And I can agree with that, guys. As we know, we're still very early on, and whale manipulation is a thing. As sadly as I hate to admit it, I think there is still a ton of manipulations going on. I think whales are dumping and then buying right back in and making a couple $1 million within a matter of minutes. As the saying goes, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Once I believe this institution money starts to come in and Bitcoin gets bigger, it's going to be very, very hard to manipulate this market. But right now, when we are in its early stages, there is still manipulation that can occur. So hopefully, big money comes in and the manipulation stops. It really doesn't help the markets at all. And then this last story I'm going to bring up is to talk about what we discussed in last day's video, and confirming that it was not an exchange, that the $94,000 Bitcoin was confirmed that USD 1 billion transaction did not include their own Bitcoin. Huobi confirms. Goes on to say the recent transfer of more than 94,500 Bitcoin worth over $1 billion at the time sent crypto Twitter into a theorizing frenzy, trying to figure out who could be behind this and why. We now know that the cryptocurrency exchange Huobi's funds are not part of it. And as previously reported, blockchain intelligence firm Token Analyst claimed that at least 1/3 of the coins originate from Huobi addresses. A Huobi spokesperson told CryptoNews.com that they generally don't disclose information about transaction, but they can only confirm that this transfer of funds did not involve Huobi's own funds, and that with exchanges as big as ours, large transactions like this one can occur from time to time. According to the spokesperson, their security team has been monitoring the situation carefully and has found no evidence of any compromises in account security, adding that all client funds remain safe and secure. Watch the latest reports by Block TV. As reported, some people theorize that this massive transfer might in fact be clients moving their funds to a crypto custody service-backed warehouse before the physically delivered futures trading begins on September 23rd. The wallet that received the 94,506 BTC so far is said to be the richest address not connected to an exchange at this point in time. It is also the 5th largest BTC wallet. After the large transaction on the 6th, the wallet shows a few smaller transactions on August 7th and 8th. And down here shows you the recent transactions of that wallet. Good golly, that is a lot of BTC. Unbelievable. At Pixel Time, Bitcoin trades at $10,440, and it's almost unchanged in the past 24 hours, but up 6% in the past week. Guys, exciting times as always in the Bitcoin community. There's always something going on. That's why I decided to make a news channel. I wanted you guys to have one place where you can come and get all your news. Guys, again, I'm starting up a channel. There's a lot of work left to be done. I have a lot of things to get fixed, and I'm only going to progress and get better. But if you could spread the word, tell a friend, hit that like button, and please subscribe. The first 100 subscribers, I will go live, randomize the first 100 subscribers, and I will choose a winner to receive $100 in free Bitcoin. The more you guys spread the word and get me some subscribers, the more quickly we'll do more giveaways like this. Until next time, guys, keep hodling, and I'll see you soon. See ya.